Hips are up, pelvis is turned back to the left, shoulder is down. This is often what we are told we are trying to fix by doing right glute and left adductor and left ab activities, but as you can see, it's likely the exact opposite. In a recent video, I said that I think PRI gets the pelvis wrong. And the reason for this is that PRI will say the pelvis is stuck in right stance, while incorrectly defining what right stance truly is. And so the result of this is they often tell people to do repositioning activities that either reinforce the position they're trying to overcome or simply prevent them from getting into the position they need to actually see the results that they want. And so in this video, I want to do something cool and go through a real live gait assessment of myself after a heavy night of squats, then show you some simple repositioning activities, and then do a follow-up analysis on how I was able to get into true right mid stance and resolve the common asymmetries that many people associate with the left AIC pattern. Now, it's worth noting before getting into this type of screen recording and analysis is something I do for all of my clients inside of their assessment, and that I do weekly in reviewing their footage in terms of their lifts. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want some help looking at your movement, analyzing it, figuring out what's going on and what to do, then go down below into the link in the description and see if you're a good fit to work with us one-on-one. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so now we're going to look at the movement of the pelvis in the context of gait and in the context of a squat. So let's look first at the squat. This is my squat from last night. This is reasonably heavy for me, a set of 315 on the bar. And what I want you to pay attention to is this area of the low back and the pelvis. And you're going to notice that as I'm going through these reps, at a pretty heavy load for me, the strategy that my body wants to use is pretty obvious. And what you can see here is we have a little bit more compression in this area here of the right low back, and we have a bit of a hip hike. So the way that we can think of this is we have the pelvis and spine on this side moving more forward in space relative to the left. If we zoom in a little bit more here, we're going to see that we can literally notice a flattening on this side relative to what seems to be a little bit more of a convex shape on this side. So we can also see the butt on this side is a little bit higher up than the butt on that side. And these are all indicating we have a pelvis that is hiking and then a spine that is shifting forward. And the net result of these are that we have a system that is turning back to the left and away from the right. Now, with that said, with that stimulus happening, this is what gait looked like first thing in the morning, which will show you a more compensated version of gait relative to what we'll show you in the second clip, which is after I did just some simple things to work with the usual pattern here. So let's take a look. We'll go in slow motion. And we're going to pay attention to that right side. So right side here comes down. And what I want you to notice is that we have the left foot still on the ground. So left foot still on the ground means that we are in late stance to push off on the left. So we are not fully swinging this leg yet. We haven't begun the swing phase. And here we are beginning to load on that right foot. So call it what you want, early stance, loading response, whatever it might be. What I want you to notice is that we have the pelvis on the right side, clearly hiking up. And if we were just to look at where the pelvis is positioned in space rotationally, we have the left pelvis back further in space, closer to this wall behind me than the right side. And of course, that should make sense because at this point, the left leg is in slight flexion at the hip, but overall is still behind the body, right? So slight flexion of the hip plus the leg being behind the body means that this pelvis on this side is further back in space. Again, the net rotation is back to the left. So here, during the loading response, early stance is when we're going to see the hiking of the pelvis in the side to side or frontal plane, and the counter rotation back towards the left in the transverse plane. And so this is moving towards the right side in the frontal plane and then shifting away from and or being shifted away from the right side in the transverse plane. Now, if we go just one frame forward from this, we're going to see something slightly different. So now you're going to notice as I swing this left leg over here, the pelvis on the left side came up, and now this foot is leaving the ground. So I'm truly swinging the left leg, and what you're going to notice is the pelvis reversed its position. So we have the pelvis now facing the right in the transverse plane, but we have the hike that was happening on the right side being resolved by the fact that the left side is hiking up with the leg as it goes through swing. Now, this position here is much more indicative of right mid stance and left mid swing. We could probably go one frame further. Actually, that's the right frame. And one thing worth noticing here is that for me, in this particular clip, if we look at the right shoulder, we're going to see that here in the loading response, the right shoulder comes down and compresses a bit relative to the left. So if we just were to draw a line here, we have that right shoulder just a little bit lower. Nothing too dramatic, right? We have a little bit more compression on this side, a little bit more expansion on the other side, and this is just normal for the loading response. Now, as we come back, we're going to start to see something that doesn't happen here, which is actually the most common for people, which is that as we're transitioning into that true mid-stance position on the right, this shoulder should come up. And I guess it actually does here more than I had initially thought. But the right rib cage needs to come up as the hip drops down to create the space that allows us to turn in that direction, right? So the big concept we're talking about here is that in the side to side or frontal plane, right, we're going to have space being created as we take up that space. And then if we go just one frame before this, we had the opposite, which was the body taking up space in the frontal plane and then creating space by staying open in the transverse plane. And this is how the body conserves energy during gait so that we are efficient. Let's go to the second clip here, and I'm going to show you just what I did. I literally went over here to the bar, and what I practiced here was lifting the left leg up so that this pelvis would hike up. And then at the same time, I was practicing turning through the hips and the spine to the right side, even thinking about maybe reaching this left leg forward and allowing a little bit of extension in the low back on the left. This allowed me to put a little bit more weight on the outside part of my right foot, really shifting into that side. And then from here, I just took it to the next level by hinging back a little bit into the right hip to open up this right gluteal area, which then gave me the space to rotate into that side. Now, if we go a little bit further forward here and we go back to a little bit of the gait assessment, now we're going to probably see something that looks even a little bit better than before. So first, starting here, we load onto that side. As we notice, the hip shifts over to the right, and then we get the hiking. The left foot at this point is still on the ground. Now we're going to go a frame later. And now truly we are in mid swing, and we could see that we had a resolution of the hike because the left pelvis now hikes equal to the right. At the same time, we had the hips coming through. And so relatively on the right side, we have the drop of the pelvis. And now we have even more of a right shoulder coming higher than left, which is what was supposed to happen. So we created space in the frontal plane and we moved into it in the transverse plane in this mid-stance position. This is what most people have to do in order to get their pelvis more neutral. And I hope you can see now that doing activities that shift you away from the right side actually simply reinforce the position that we saw here, which was loading response. As we see in the loading response, hips are up, pelvis is turned back to the left. shoulder is down. This is often what we are told we are trying to fix by doing right glute and left adductor and left ab activities. But as you can see, it's likely the exact opposite. So there you have it. All right, so as you saw, I started off not being able to get into true right mid stance and demonstrated asymmetries that many would associate with a left AIC pattern. But by getting into true right mid stance and shifting over that side, I was able to resolve these asymmetries and get back to a much more neutral position within just a few minutes. Now, if you're someone who wants some help doing this and you're already showing up, training consistently, you have a performance goal, but it seems limited by your movement, then go down below into the link in the description and see if you're a good fit for working with me one-on-one. If you're a person who's just looking to fix posture or get out of pain and you're not training consistently, please do not apply because you're not a good fit to work with us. All right, so now with that said, leave any questions down below in the comments, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, all those other things. And until the next video, thanks again for watching. Peace.